What's up, guys? Welcome to Poor Man Mods. Apparently my brother thinks I still work for a truck modification company because he keeps getting stuff for his F-150. And today we're going to be installing the WolfBox powered bed cover. Yes, this is a powered automatic bed cover. I have never seen this before, never heard of it, never even thought of anything like this. But this thing is freaking sick. And I think at this point he's going to need maybe a WolfBox freaking windshield banner, because now he's got the bed step, powered side steps, and now this bed cover. I think he's a fan of WolfBox now. So we're going to be installing this powered, yes, powered bed cover on this 2022 short bed F-150. Installation, very straightforward. I'm thoroughly impressed with the instructions that come with this thing, and also just the hardware and brackets. Everything is super nice and high-end. The wiring harnesses, the brackets, the canister, the bed cover, the side rails, everything. It even comes with tools. It comes with an M6 tap in case you need to tap holes in your bed, and it comes with a hole saw. This is a extremely inclusive kit, and the only drilling that you need to do is drilling 2 holes in some plastic plugs. You could definitely get this install done in just a few hours on the weekend, but it is a little heavy, and you might want to have a friend or two help you lift it into the bed once it's ready to be installed. So with that being said, let's install this powered bed cover. This thing is insane. And it's got a freaking light. All right, for starters, fair warning, this thing is freaking heavy. I think it might be definitely over 100 pounds, maybe 150. Apparently it was so heavy that when our delivery driver dropped it off at our house, he laid on the sidewalk and took a break. So this might be a team lift for you. Fair warning, it's a beast. All right, first part of this install, if you have them in your truck bed, remove these tie downs, all 4 of them. They will be able to go back on, so don't worry, you're not going to be losing these tie downs. And the included tap with this kit is for if you don't have these factory tie downs and you have the holes but they're not threaded and you need to tap them. So that's really cool that they include a tap. Luckily, ours are already tapped, but I was informed by my brother who owns this truck that he had the bed lined with Line-X and then put the bolts in without cleaning the threads. So the bolts may not come out easily. So we're going to see what goes on with that. Maybe we will need this tap. So first thing, if you got these, take them out. All right, well that did come out. Those threads do look a little unhappy though, so I think I will use that tap just to clean these up. All right, luckily we were able to get the rest of the bed tie downs out without a problem. We did tap the holes, just to be safe. Didn't have any issues, but it is really nice that the tap comes with the kit just to make sure your install goes as smooth as possible. On the left and right of the front of the bed, you can see there is a rubber cap right here. There's one on each side. We have to drill a 19mm hole in each of these for the drain tubes for the bed cover. And once again, WolfBox supplies the tool for this. They provide you a 19mm hole saw to drill a hole in each one of these plugs. Now the instructions say to remove the plug and drill a hole, but I'm gonna try to do it in place without removing them. Next thing we're gonna do, use either isopropyl alcohol or glass cleaner to clean the top of the bed here, because we're gonna be putting on a seal. Then also do the edge of the bed cap here on both sides. This kit comes with multiple pieces of foam seals, but there's only one that's hard foam. The rest are soft. We're gonna take this hard piece of foam and place it right here. And put it all the way up against the bed cap right here. And then right here, just to improve water resistance, we're gonna take a strip of this material. This is interesting stuff. And we're gonna put it across here, up and over the seal and down, just to make it a little more water resistant. All right, this stuff's kind of like Play-Doh. We're just gonna force it in here, push it in, and make it stick. There you go, pretty easy to work with, pretty sticky, malleable, kind of like Play-Doh. Do this to both sides. Now there's 3 soft rubber seals left in the kit. They're all the same length. One is gonna go here across the hard seal that you just installed, all the way to the edge of the cap. We're gonna do that on both sides. And then we're gonna run it down the bed cap. All right, got the seal on all 3 sides. And you can come over here and trim off the excess. For this next part, you actually want to have the canister, the main part of this bed cover, on the ground, but for filming purposes, we have this up on our tailgate so we can show you what we're doing. Now we're going to install the motor into this, what they call the canister. Here's the motor. Take the handle that comes with the kit and thread it in right here. We're gonna lift up the motor to disengage it. That will allow the output shaft to freely spin. Pull the bed cover out of the canister to where it's flush right here. There we go. Got the motor seated. Now we can secure the motor with the provided screws and Torx wrench. This is definitely a very inclusive kit, coming with all the hardware you need and even tools. Locate this Torx bolt here and this one right next to the motor that we just installed and temporarily remove them.
In line with the bed belt.
Next, the instructions say to lift up on this motor to disengage the clutch and pull the bed cover out. It wants you to make sure that this stopper on the cover itself is in front of this limiter here. And pretty much positioned just like this with the seal on the front. And now we're going to install the side rails. As you can see on the side of the canister, you've got 1, 2, 3 holes, and those line up with the 3 T-nuts in the bottom of the rail, and you're going to secure it with the provided Torx bolts. The WolfBox logo is the right or the passenger side, and that is the rail that does not have the button on it. So we're going to place this on top right here. And just so it doesn't flip, I've got this cart that's going to secure the rail and provide stability. But you should be doing this on the floor. All right, so this is pretty impressive. I got these bolts in the very first time. They pre-aligned the T-nuts in that rail with the holes in the canister. I didn't have to do any aligning or struggling with this. This is freaking awesome. Before going to the other side, you want to make sure that this rubber seal is on top of your panels here. You want to make sure it's not pinched or bind up. So you want to make sure that these are sliding in to that channel and underneath this seal. And once again, these 3 bolts were perfectly lined up with the T-nuts. I didn't have to do any kind of adjusting or manipulating of the T-nuts inside this rail. Next is to install the cap on top of the canister. Once you have this cap installed, you can see on the back here, there's a little bit of red peel away from the tape that's on this seal. So they want you to attach these seals together and hold it together and make it stick. Now we can install the wiring harnesses. And once again, these are labeled very nice. Power label here, motor label here. So this is going to go to the motor, and this will go right there. Power harness will connect to here, and we'll take the other harness, plug it in there, and then attach the color-coded wires. You are a noisy freaking pig. You are a noisy pig. All right, on the front driver's side of the bed, you'll see this hole right here, and that's where we're gonna run the power wiring harness through. One end has a white clip that goes to the motor, and the other end has a lead for the battery positive and negative. We're gonna take the battery positive and negative lead, put it through this hole, and run the harness down under the truck, up to the engine bay, and connect it to the battery. All right, we've got the harness ran underneath the truck, up the driver's side, across the engine, over to the battery. And now we can connect the fuse holder, which is gonna go to the positive side of the battery. But for now, we're going to remove the fuse, set it aside. And then obviously, positive lead, positive side of the battery, negative lead, negative side of the battery. All right, now we're at the interesting part to where we have to put the bed cover on top of the bed. This is probably a 2 or 3 person job to do it safely. Try to prevent from pinching the wiring harness, and we got to lift it up and take it all the way to the front of the truck. All right, got the bed cover placed on top of the bed. Now we can secure it with the brackets, and these brackets are labeled. There's 2 identical ones right here. They're both labeled R for rear, so it doesn't matter which side they go on. And then you have a DF driver's side front, and then a PF passenger side front. We're gonna mount these where the factory cargo hooks would go, and then we can put the cargo hooks over top of these if you want, and secure it with the provided hardware or your old hardware. It's up to you. Once you get all 4 of your brackets and cargo hooks installed, next we're going to install these T-nuts in the underside of the rail. Check this out. They have a notch right here to where you can put these in. And you're gonna put 2 on this bracket, 2 on that bracket, and then same thing for the other side. So we're probably gonna offset them, have one here and the other here. And do the same thing for all 4 of these brackets. We're just gonna get these loosely installed for now. We're not gonna tighten anything until we have all of these T-nuts and bolts installed, and then also the sandwich plates. So don't fully tighten anything just yet. I did have to go back and loosen the bolts on these brackets just so I could actually get everything properly aligned and loosely installed. So none of those bolts are fully tight, and none of those either, all the way around the truck. And now we're gonna take these sandwich plates and slide them back here, and then secure them with the provided bolts. What we're gonna do now, before anything's tightened, we're gonna disengage the clutch and pull the bed cover all the way out and make sure that it can travel and nothing binds up and everything looks right. So pull the lever here on the motor all the way up. And then we can pull this bad boy out. All right, this thing is operating pretty smooth, no binding, no nothing. It is all nice and square now that this is pulled all the way out. We're gonna deviate from the instructions just a little bit. I have installed quite a few of these in my time. If you know, you know. So now that this is all the way out, and we know it's square because it's fully out, no binding, this is its resting position basically. Now we're gonna go inside and tighten all the hardware. So if you're claustrophobic, you might not like this part, but this is how you get it to be perfectly square. So by having this all the way out and all the hardware loose, so it's in its nice free resting position. And we'll go in there, tighten it up, and it should work perfect. All right, got all the hardware secured. Now this should be able to roll up real nice. Look at that, beautiful. All right, we're gonna install the drain system next. These are gonna get threaded into the bottom of the bed cover canister. I'm gonna lube them up a little bit. Once you get the drain threaded into the canister, you can put this end into the hole that you drilled previously. Your rear drains are super easy to install. So I'm trying to get this bracket installed, and it's interfering with this cargo tie down. So our options are to trim this bracket or remove this hold down. I'm gonna trim this bracket, see if I can make it fit. All right, with a little bit of trimming here, I got it to fit with this thumb screw. Perfect, our install is finished. Now we just have to clean up the wiring from here up to the engine bay. All right, let's test this bad boy out. All right, so this thing is pretty freaking awesome. We're gonna be using the fob for this demonstration, but you can do this with the buttons or the app on the phone. You can hit the open button here, and if you want to pause it in the middle of its retraction, hit the open button again, close it with the close button, hit it again to stop it, and it also has crash detection, so if you have a piece of furniture or equipment in the bed and it touches it and it senses that obstruction, it'll stop. Open, close. How cool is that? Another really awesome feature is it does have a super big and bright LED strip in the front, which you can turn off and on with the fob, the button, and also the app. But on the app, it has RGB control, so check this out. So I feel like I don't have to say a whole lot about this bed cover. I mean, the video results speak for themselves with how awesome this thing is. But with any bed cover, you're gonna have some kind of compromise. The compromise with this one is bed space. You do lose a little bit of depth and width. So this was a 5.5 foot bed, and now it's
55.5 inches.
55.5, so we lost like 11, 12 inches, right? 11?
5'7", and now we're 4'7.5".
So we did lose a foot of depth because of the canister sitting below the actual bed. And then we do lose a little bit of width, about 6 inches of width at the top and a foot of depth. So you're sacrificing bed storage, but you're gaining security and functionality, because the one feature that this bed cover has that pretty much no other bed cover does is this rail system. So you can still use other accessories like canopies, tents, and racks with this bed cover, which the $1,500 back revolver that was on this truck, you can't. So every bed cover has its sacrifice, and with this one, you're giving up a little bit of bed space, but it is freaking rad. I mean, having an automatic bed cover with the push of a button is pretty sick, and having the bed light, but it's also pretty strong. I'm not gonna lay on it, but you can probably put multiple hundreds of pounds spread across the top of this if you needed to. Like if you had to transport a set of wheels or kayaks or something, this can totally handle it. So yeah, this WolfBox Power Bed cover is absolutely sick. I'm super impressed with the build quality. I mean, every part of this was very, very nice and well built. The brackets, the wiring harnesses, the bed cover itself, all of this is very, very premium. So if this is something that you're interested in, I will have a link in the description down below if you want to check out this bed cover and get one for yourself. They do make it for other trucks. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.